to join us along for the journey. So once again, this is episode 39 of the Sister
Yes.
to Sister Connection show. Tawanta and I come to you guys every Tuesday at 10-ish. We ran a little bit behind this morning, but as they always say, better late than never, right? Better late than never. So if this is your
That's
very, very first
right.
time watching or listening to me, my name is Letitia Campbell. I am the CEO of the Campbell Success Network, founder of the Sales Success Academy, and I am your sales success strategist. I help you dominate your online sales by teaching you how to magnetically attract customers and clients so you can design the life that you deserve. All right. So today's topic is Tawana, run the topic by Mama. Run the topic,
Yes,
run it.
it is making mistakes is better than faking perfection, huh?
Yes, making mistakes is way better, right, than faking
Yes.
perfection. How many of you
Yes.
guys, and be totally honest, type in me if you are a perfectionist, right? You won't go live unless you got the perfect makeup done or the perfect background, or you won't go live because you don't even think if people would even care to hear what
Right.
exactly it is that you have to say, right?
Right. Right.
Or just in general, if you won't even start working your business because you're wondering whether anybody would care, right? That perfectionist syndrome, or I wouldn't even call it a spirit. It's really like a syndrome. It's really like I would call it like a disability, right? Huge.
Yeah.
It really keeps you back from doing what you need to do. So Tawanta, go ahead, Mama, introduce yourself, sis.
Hey everybody, how are you doing this beautiful Tuesday morning? I am Tawanta Davis Jones. I am the founder and CEO of Resilience Beauty Academy, and I'm here to help renew your way of thinking, rebuild your confidence, and restore your heart, and to help you reach your maximum potential. Yes, let's get this
That's
thing
right.
started.
And me and Tawanta's been rocking out on this talk show for almost a year now. There's a lot of shows
Yes,
out there
ma'am.
going on right now, but I think that we've been pretty much the most consistent, which is awesome. So we're going to be really dialing in to getting you guys going.
Yeah,
It's February now. It's what's today? What's today's date?
the fifth.
Yeah. See, when you work for yourself, you got to just remind yourself what day it is,
Mm,
which is great, right? It's the
mm.
5th of February. We are in the second month. January flew by fast, right, Tawanta?
It really did.
Super
It
fast.
really did.
Yeah,
Wow.
and now it's time to hit the ground running. I know everyone has been preparing, has been articulating, has been planning, and now it's the time to hit the ground running. So let's say hello to our viewers. Hey Ashley, hey Lisa, hey Carol, hey Rashika. Nice name.
All
Welcome,
right,
welcome, welcome guys
Rashida.
to the broadcast. And if you're watching us live or on the replay, please make sure that you share this out or tag someone who you feel is a perfectionist. And you're like, oh my God, girl, you need to calm down. It's not that serious. Just
It's
get out
not.
there and make it happen. So I'm going to talk to you guys about my 3 perspectives as it pertains to perfectionism and what perfectionism actually keeping you from. And I have a little diagram here. It's so funny how God works, Tawanta, because I told my kids to clean up the house yesterday, and my daughter found this little chart that I made. I made this chart back in, I think it was 2016, because I remember I came home from work and I was like, you know what? I have so many of my clients asking me, well, Letitia, where do I get started on social media? Like when I'm posting something, like how can I make my post pop? Right? Hey, Darlene, love you, sis. How can I make this post pop? Hey, Cynthia, guys, if you haven't shared this out, please be sure to share this out. So I made this diagram because this is exactly what I do every single day. And look, you could tell it's old because the paper's all like water got on it, coffee got on it. And it's just, and I have like notes in the back. Like this is like old, but it so works. So we're going to get started, ladies. And if you guys are watching us live on the replay, please share your business. Tell us who you are and what you do. Also tell us where you're from, and then share this out. This is going to be by far one of the most important lives that you guys are going to be watching all year. So we have some new people hopping on right now. To just tell them, what is the topic again?
No problem. No problem. I'm going to get my notes too. The topic for today, ladies, is making mistakes is better than faking perfection.
That's
Let
right.
that sink in. Let that sink in for a minute, y'all.
Let's let it marinate a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
Let's let it make it marinate. Really, because sometimes we don't think that we are perfectionists when we really are. And we really need to get out of our own head, because God made us all uniquely different. He gave us all unique talents and skills. And we got to stop looking at people so hard to where we get into stalk mode, to where we're looking at them, we're comparing what they do to what we do, and then we don't get nothing done. Right? We don't get nothing done. And we got to just really get out there and just do this. Right? I do this all the time when I'm out there on social media. Like, I literally don't care whether people like what I do or don't like what I do. Right? Because if I care about the people who don't agree with what I'm doing, I will never get anything done. But if I really dive in and care about to the people who do like what I'm doing, then you get that big ego. And you don't, that grind actually sort of diminishes. Like, okay, I arrived, so I'm not going to do my 100% hustle mode. So I literally do this every day, right? And I just keep going. I had a conversation with a young lady yesterday, and she was like, Atisha, I need to get your 12-week program into what I'm doing. And I'm like, great, that's amazing. She's like, Atisha, you're amazing, you're awesome. And that was great. Thank you so much. But she's like, where do you get all this from? I said, I just keep going. I don't listen to the noise. I wake up every morning. I figure out what I need to do, and I do it. Like, I'm gonna give you guys an example. This morning, I woke up with a extreme headache. I'm fighting a cold right now. Like, literally, I have orange juice here. I have my medicine. I got my cup of coffee. My bulletproof, and I'm fighting this cold. Now, yeah, like I could have, like literally I was on my bed like a half hour before we went on, and I was like, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to sound all congested, and I'm going to be coughing, and I'm going to feel sick. But let me tell you something, guys, all of us go through this. And I'm telling you, you know what else I thought, Tawanta? If I had to go to work today with a headache and all, I went to work in worse conditions than I'm in right now. How many of y'all have done that? Hey, Keisha. Hey, Roz. Hey, Venetia. How many of you guys still went to work and you had a headache and you felt like throwing up? I have 4 children. I've worked to the point to where I popped. Okay? And trust me, except for my last daughter, I fired my boss like maybe like 3-4 months before she was born. But yeah, I was like, Letitia, if you can get up and go through that New York City traffic every morning and New York City rush hour every evening, get your ass up. Okay, put a little bit of splits of makeup on and your lip gloss. See, I always have my makeup right here on my desk, so I can just do whatever, something quick and fast, and get going. Because your people are waiting. And even if you're behind, it's okay, right,
it's
girl?
Okay.
And this is real life. So it's sort of like, guys, we got to have that same level of energy as we would working every day, and also for our business. So let's get into it, guys. I want to explain, what is perfection keeping you from? Because let me give you guys some new flash news. Keisha said, yes, I'm going to work with what? Girl, we all done that. We're going to work with cramps. We're going to work with not our 100%, but we still showed up, right?
We still showed up, baby.
Right, and that's the process of it. If we could show up like for somebody, for a job that can literally let you go tomorrow, even right this very second, like any point, right? We also got to show up for our businesses as well. So let me give you guys a quick news flash. I want you guys to type this in the comments too. Perfection is not my friend. It's not your friend. It's not. Literally. Like, I spend days like, okay, granted, I have an amazing team of women who really does do a lot of back end stuff in my business. But let me tell you something. If I put something out there, look, I need a graphic or I need a funnel done, it ain't done in my time frame, I just get out and just do a little something, put it out there, and then correct it later. You know what I'm saying? Or update it later. It's like you just have to practice the art of non-perfectionism and forward movement. And that will, by the end of the week, you're going to see that you have accomplished so much. Right, Rory?
Right.
That you have accomplished so much. So I'm going to give you guys 3 things that perfectionism is keeping you from. Number 1 is keeping you from getting started.
Yeah.
Right? It's keeping you from putting that pen to paper. It's keeping you from hitting that go live button. It's keeping you from joining that coaching program. It's keeping you from losing that weight. It's keeping you from getting that life coach. It's keeping you from getting started. Many of you guys, maybe you post a little bit in January, maybe you went live a little bit, but you still feel that you haven't really got started, right? You look back at January, you're like, oh my God, that was 31 days that I could have really did even 10% more than what I've already done. And guys, if you haven't shared this out, please be sure to share this out. This is so freaking important, ladies, that if you get so stuck on being super duper perfectionist, being super duper perfect, you're not going to get started. You're going to spend, it's going to be 1 week after another week after another week not getting what you're supposed to get done. The second thing that perfectionism keeps you from, it keeps you from getting new ideas. I make mistakes all the time in my business. And when I make a mistake, it's like a light bulb effect goes off in my head. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to do it that way anymore. I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like my mentor would tell you, I'd be like, oh my God, coach, I got a great idea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. She's like, okay, think about it. And I learn by acting. I learn by moving. You know what I mean? I learned by the art of acting it out and doing it in that passion level. But I make mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? And you learn so much when you're out there and you're moving. And then when you do make a mistake or make an error, you turn around, you correct it, and it comes back out there even better. Right. So again, perfectionism is going to keep you from getting those new ideas because you want to start it off the right way. I had one lady I was talking to the other day. She was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till May to launch my program. I'm like, you want to wait all the way till May? That's a long time.
That is a long time.
You know what I'm saying? Why not now? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's not ready and I don't have my website done. I said, first of all, you don't need a website. If there's any coach out there that tells you you need a website does not make you money. A website costs you money. People say, oh, your website is your social real estate. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Nope. Your list is your social real estate. Even your funnels is your social real estate. A website is not your social real estate. If you don't have a list of people on your list to go to your website, it's just going to sit there in that search engine on Google all the way on the 1000th page and nobody sees it. I don't have a website and I made 6 figures in my business and sales with no website. Right? I have people working on it. They be inboxing me, say, Tisha, I need this, I need that. I'm like, well, okay, when I get to you, I get to you. If I don't, I don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of like, you got to gather out new ideas. You got to say, you know what? I just need to get out there. And last but not least, perfectionism actually keeps you from really drafting out your destiny. It keeps you from your destiny, right? Because you want everything to be right. You want everything to be okay. And a lot of times what I realized, Tawanta, those of us who are out there trying to seek perfection, we're just trying to prove somebody in our lives wrong. Like somebody in our lives who have doubted us and said that we can't do what we're doing. We're trying to prove them wrong. So we sit back and we're like, oh my God, I got to come out the right way. I got to go live the right way. I got to launch the right way. I got to speak the right way. Because we're trying to impress people out there. You know what I did to those people, Tawanta? I blocked them all. I blocked my mother-in-law. I blocked probably maybe about 99% of my husband's family. No, but I would literally screenshot my block folder. There's like 30 of them in there. Bye. Y'all gotta look at me every day.
Yeah, that's it.
It is what it is. Block them. Don't feel like you're gonna hurt their feelings. That is your social media platform. You can do what they want. You can do whatever the heck you want to do on there. We control. It's like one of my mentors, Brian Swan, mentioned. We control our environment. We control who has access to it and who doesn't have access to it. We control on social media who we want to partner with or who we don't want to partner with, who we want to listen to, what we don't want to listen to. We give people too much credit. We give people a platform to dive in their opinions, and they're not qualified to give us any type of opinion or suggestion or comment or even compliment on what we're doing. Right. So some of the times, and we talked about this last night during class, we got to decide, this whole T-chart exercise we did where we said, this is who I work with, who this is what type of customer I want, this is the type of customer I don't want. But also you got to go deeper and ask yourself, well, these are the type of people I want in my life, and these are the type of people I don't want in my life. These are the type of
Exactly.
things I don't need in my life right now. And and the other column needs to be, well, this is the person I need to become in order to get what I want to get in life. And
Right.
building a business, to want to, it literally transform you.
It
It
does.
makes you a completely different woman if you allow it,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah,
you
because
really
it's all
sit back,
about
yeah,
investing. It's all about investing.
yeah,
Not only are you investing with your finances, but you are investing in a relationship with people that that you can grow with outside of the
that's right.
business. And it's so important about really getting to understand who you are building this relationship with. Because
Absolutely.
it's a long-term relationship. And that's very, very important. I'm glad you brought that out. Hmm.
And the fact that when you learn how to earn money, it absolutely changed your world. Those of you who are
It does.
watching the live here, if you earned an extra 1,000 or even $5,000 a month, would that change your life? If you earned it, I mean, earned it, not if you found a job and somebody just gave it to you, or if you win the
Right.
lottery, or if you win inheritance. If you actually was able to learn how to earn it, hey, Renee, hey, Promise, would that change your life like over freaking night? And that's what building a business has done. It has done it for me, it has done it from Tawanta and me, and the people that we speak to every day. It changes your world. It changes your current reality. But if you're still going to be stuck on being perfect, on having everything be right, because you're looking
Yeah.
at everybody else, this person has a great graphic, this person has a website, this person has this. One
Mhm.
of the things why I tell my clients don't focus on websites, because you're not going to do anything.
No.
Let me just explain. If I told my clients today, I want you guys to go out there and figure out how you're going to get a website. That means they're not going to go live for months. That means that they're not going to post. They're not going to figure out what they need to market every day, because they're going to be so stuck in figuring out what type of website they want, who's going to do it, how much it's going to cost, when really they could spend the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months earning money, right? And then figure it out later. Because let me tell you the reason why. Everybody that I know who went out there and got a website, the website looks totally different now, because they so was such in a rush to get it done that the
Mhm.
first launch wasn't really what their vision was. So when mine comes out, which is probably going to be in the second quarter, it's going to be my actual true vision,
Exactly. Yeah.
because I was
Yeah.
able to really sit here for the past 3 years and really design my business and I rebranded it. I changed out,
Mhm.
so much
Mhm.
stuff, moved so
Yeah.
many things around. My message has changed and stuff
Mhm.
like that, that now it's going to be my true vision, instead of a website that people has gone through for 4 or 5 years. Like, oh, she was talking about this and now she's doing this. It's going to look all over the place, when now it's not, right?
Right.
Perfection.
Right.
I believe certain things in your business is like giving birth to a child, that it does take time. It takes that 9 months or maybe even 9 years. I speak to these gentlemen. They're online marketers. They literally help you generate $20,000 a month in your business just off of lead ads. I mean, they're phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Wow.
Okay. Kim Berry,
Wow.
Calvin Coles, follow them. They're awesome. And I remember one time one of them mentioned, they're like, I don't even have a website. And I'm like, oh my God. And they're earning, 20K and helping other businesses do the same. And it goes to show that it's about focus. And it's also about the times, like the times
Mhm.
we're in, where back then it was cool to say www dot blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And now it's
Exactly.
just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
When you go to Russell Brunson, like I saw a little ad he had a whole funnel that took you through a whole systematic questionnaire, and they took you through his webinar, and then all of a sudden, by the time you get to the end of his process, you're literally forking out at least $900. But it
Wow.
works. It's a moving freaking machine, right?
Wow.
So guys, more than anything else, guys, I think a lot of times when we seek perfectionism, it's a lack of focus that we really need to focus on and dive into, is really ask, well, what I need to focus on this week, and just do that. Not worrying about how it looks or how it needs to look, or, this person, they have this, I need to have it too. It's too much noise when we get into the whole aesthetics of things, instead of saying, this is what I need to focus on, this is what I need to accomplish, and that's it.
Right.
And
Right.
that's it. So I know, Tawanta, with yourself, you have dealt with, your setbacks when it comes to perfectionism. I know you have some awesome information to share with the ladies. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit more in regards on mistakes, because that is the word right there that we dread so much. We put a lot of emphasis on that perfection status. Like, oh, everything has to be, perfect. This cannot, this cannot go wrong, and all of those things. But, when we make a mistake, it's like a death sentence for some of us. And I want you ladies to write this down. Mistakes are lesson tools. That's it. Mistakes are lesson tools. You have to understand when you make mistakes, you got to understand they are tools for you. It helps you to start, backtracking on what started this. How did this happen? What triggered this to go wrong, right? And you take those tools and you apply it to a new plan, right? And all of those things. So I'm going to share with you a few things here that I jotted down about when it comes to mistakes. First of all, you got to understand there's two sides of mistake, of the word mistake. The one side is, we focus so much on being perfect. We don't want to make any mistakes. We put all that time, investment, and energy to the point it burns you out. Trying to be a perfectionist, I'm telling you, it stresses you out. Just like Atisha, she working with a headache, honey. You trying to do everything all day, all night. You go to bed thinking about your event. You wake up thinking about the event because you don't want nothing to go wrong. And this, that, whatever. You have the table set in a certain way. You have your cups set up a certain way and all of that. Now I understand about detail because I'm about that person too. I'm all about detail and all that stuff. But I am not to the extreme like some people are, and we focus so hard on, being so perfect because we watch other people's, business and how everything is so gorgeous, how the lighting hits, the decor and all this other stuff. But on the other side of mistake, as I said before, it's all about the lessons. It's all about, okay, I made a mistake. So what can I learn from that? What can I learn from that? We don't put the time and the energy on that part. We put the time and energy on the perfection part of it, and that's how we mess up. When people try to be so perfect on everything, trust me, it's going to crash. You are going to crash, and when you fall, you're going to fall very, very hard, right? So another thing I want to share with you about mistakes is turn mistakes into makeovers. Turn your mistakes into makeovers. It's okay to start over, ladies. It's okay. When you make a mistake, I can't even think how many times I've made mistakes. And I admit, when I made mistakes, I felt like some of you feel. Like, oh my God, I feel so embarrassed right now. I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I stumbled with my words. I can't believe I had a amnesia moment right on live. I did that before. When I used to go on Periscope, I was like, oh my God, what was I supposed to be saying? Sometimes I have a brain lapse. I just don't even know what I said like 2 seconds ago, and I have to remember. And I'm like, and I feel so embarrassed because I'm an intelligent woman, but when you come on live, it happens. You're going to fumble over your words. Words that's so simple, you have a tongue twister moment. Your tongue decided to just go a different way. And so all your pronunciation is all out of whack, it happens. We got kids. Sometimes our kids may come in and they say something, and you're like, what are you, I'm on live, that kind of thing. It happens. And when that does happen, take that and do a do-over. There's a couple of times that when I come on live and I made some mistakes or whatever, or I did not bring that information, into light, I will come back. I will come back later on and, talk about what I forgot to mention. It's like a makeover. I'm doing it all over again. Like, oh, this is my mistake, guys. This is my bad. I forgot to, or I mistakenly did not tell you, this particular information that is very vital to get your emotions, up to par, to get it back to that confidence level, for today or whatever. You know what I mean? So ladies, you got to understand that you are going to make mistakes every day, not stop trying to avoid the mistakes, but actually truly embrace your mistakes. Embrace it, right? and let it be your teaching tool for you, right? Use that. And here's the next thing I want to share with you. Write a plan. Write a plan, and at the same time, and through that process, create a village. What I mean by that is you write a plan of all of what you are in the process of doing. Take the previous mistakes, all the mistakes that you have encountered, right? Use it as your tool. It's because you're like, okay, well, I know last time I did this. Well, I know this time, just from that mistake, I'm not going to, extend this invitation more than 5 minutes. Last time it was 20 minutes. So I learned now not to do that because it was too lengthy. People got kind of tired or bored. That's what I mean by that. You take those mistakes, use it as your tools, and you implement it in your plan. And what I mean by, creating a village, get someone that could be your accountability partner. Have someone that can, you share your mistakes to them, your plan, what you're planning, and what you're trying to avoid of making that same mistake twice. That person can keep you afloat. They will help you. They will keep you focused. They will help you not to fall back into like, okay, Tawanta, you said you're not going to do another additional 20 minutes, right? Stay with the plan. Stay with that structure. You say you're going to be here for 25 minutes, stick with that 25 minutes. If you want to give them an extra 5, then do that, but don't go any further than that. You know what I'm saying? So start writing down the plans, guys. Start just saying, okay, well, I did this party and I realized I did not, make the initiative to market my brand or market the event. So I need to be more, more focused in marketing my brand by what? Going on live more. By what? Calling my sister friends,
Yep.
that kind of thing. That's what I mean by that, right? So the other thing I want to share with you too, guys, is to make a list of reasons why you don't want to make the same mistakes.
That's right.
Make a list. Just be honest with yourself. Okay, why I need to do this? Because you don't want to fall flat on your face again. You don't want to go back and like, oh God, I screwed myself twice in 2 days. Okay, well, I need to write down this, write the reasons why I don't want to make a fool of myself anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we all been there. We all been there. Well, of course, we want our events, we want our programs to be absolutely perfect. But guess what? They aren't perfect, even with the mistakes added. I'm telling you, because when you get in the zone and you already have written down your plan, your agenda, and all of those things, you go ahead with the flow. And guess what? You may have made a mistake right then on the spot. The people who are listening to you or watching you, they don't even recognize your
Exactly.
mistakes.
They're not even going to care.
They don't even care.
And it goes back into who are you trying to impress? Because I feel like we as women, when we get so focused on things being perfect, in full realness, we're just trying to impress somebody or somebody who it's not even worth it. It's just literally just telling yourself like, who am I trying to compare myself to? And I always say this. I went to an event about 2 years ago. And this lady, I remember this for the rest of my life. She got on the stage and the first thing she said was, I am the shit, right? That was her first response. And from that moment forward, I was like, wow, I need to have that level of confidence to where I'm not into so much caring or thinking about what people are saying. I'm instantly walking out there in the world of social media or an event or even when I'm doing one of my courses, just by saying I'm the shit. The only person that we should compare ourselves or compete with is ourselves.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I'm saying? Not worry about competing with everyone else in the world. I don't believe in the whole methodology of competitors. I believe in going out there and looking at people who do exactly what I do and figuring out a way how I can do it better. And
Exactly.
that's all building a business is not, for me, is not about competition, because God made us all uniquely different. So there's no one to compete with other than ourselves, and making sure that whatever we do, we're giving back to his kingdom, and just moving forward with that. And just, I feel like when we're looking for competition, then we fall into not being confident with what we're doing, not being confident how we're saying it, because we're looking at what everybody else is doing, and, and,
Right.
and, and then ripping ourselves apart because we're allegedly not at that level that they're at. And they're just out there trying to win the rat race like all of us are. Because I'm
They
pretty
really
sure
are.
if, Gary Vee stopped, I'm pretty sure if Gary Vee stopped posting, or, Tony Robbins and all those influencers out there, people are not going to remember them. People are not
Exactly.
going to remember them. They have to continuously
Exactly.
get out there every day and get on that rat race. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And I'm glad you mentioned the word confidence, because that's what it boils down to, ladies. It's all about your confidence level. Okay. You overwhelm yourself, you stress yourself out because, you're trying to get people's attention, you're trying to please other people and all of that. And I mean, you shouldn't do that, because 9 times out of 10, they're not giving you the attention. They're really, really not, and honestly, when you do that, it's not authentic. It's not coming from your heart. You just, acting, you just performing, you pretending, you trying to just really sucker people to like you, but really you not really, speaking your truth. You know what I mean? And that's why things starts to fall down. All this stuff that you've been working hard for and building, it eventually starts to deplete. It starts to crash because you never came out with the full confidence in yourself. You just came out just to get people's attention. And that's just not how it should work at all. I mean, there's so many companies out there that has fallen because of that. They have that arrogance about themselves that nothing happens, everything is perfect, and nothing can,
Wow.
nothing can mess up, and this,
That's
that, or
right.
whatever,
We were just
but
talking about Charlotte Rouge, before
yes,
we came on here, on how, Charlotte
yes,
Rouge, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a huge retail clothing brand.
retail, for
They
women,
have
yeah,
they have tons of locations out here in New York, and they've never ever ever ventured off to social media and focusing on marketing there. They assumed
yeah,
that they were doing the perfect thing by constantly showing up in these malls and thinking people are going to come to these malls and shop in these malls, and they find that wasn't true. And granted, it's you don't know what you don't know, but I almost feel like people are so stuck in their ways of marketing that they're not listening to their consumers. So perfection will get you bankrupt.
it really, really will,
That's
yes,
another thing. It's
yeah,
like you not conforming to the times. And I mean, I have a mall. I don't know if you guys heard of the Source Mall here in New York, and it's a ghost town in there. Literally, it's so quiet in there that you can hear the escalator noise. The escalator
hmm
that, like,
hmm
that is super duper rare. But again,
right, right,
they thought that the anchor stores like Fortune Offs, like Sears, like Macy's, and all those stores would
hmm
stay. It doesn't happen. So guys, listen, it's always getting out there, and not just so much of trying to compare and contrast with people. It's all about really saying, what can I do better? And I think somebody years and years ago, the founder of Amazon, did that. He sat down and he said, what can I do better? And where is the world going? We got to ask ourselves that question too. Where's the world going as it comes to sales? Where's the world going as it pertains to life coaching? Where is the world going? I know tons of therapists and different professions that now take their business digital, where instead of you
hmm
going into some office, you're sitting there in the comfort of your own home getting advice and getting tips and stuff like that. I've even seen like teachers now, because they're being underpaid, they're getting digital, they're
yeah,
teaching
they
classes.
sure are.
You know what I'm saying? And that is amazing, especially in their marketing entrepreneurs. Why? is because the entrepreneurs, they want to travel, they want to do things, and they want to bring their kids with them. Why it's hard to bring the kids with them? Because like, oh my God, the kid, my child, she still has school, she has this, she has that. But now they realize, wow, let me target these entrepreneurs, because I know they're traveling with their children and they can still have their children learn what they need to learn along the way.
Right.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Ladies, I want to throw this question out to you
Yes.
as well. When you make a mistake, how does it make you feel? Okay, and I want you to comment that for me. When you make a mistake, how does it make you feel? Does it make you embarrassed? Does it make you like, okay, I'm not doing this again? How does it make you feel? Tell me. I want to know. Because, for me, I remember when I made mistakes, I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to come back online. I didn't want to, I didn't want to talk, period. Because in my thoughts, I hear myself and it's fluid. It's like, wow. When I come on, that sometimes it don't come out the way how I'm thinking it. And and then eventually I, start messing with my confidence. My confidence level starts to deplete.
Yeah.
So again, what is your response to that? When you make a mistake, how does it make you feel? Because
Tina wrote incompetent.
Wow. Yeah, because when you feel incompetent, guess what? It stops you from moving forward. You start questioning your worth.
Yeah, sure.
You start questioning the value. You start questioning your purpose. You start questioning your assignment. And then when you start meditating on those things, guess what? You don't want to do nothing.
But you know what? Even feeling incompetent is okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just told you guys, I make mistakes all the time. And I feel like if feeling incompetent, I mean, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? I think, and that's the thing we have to understand, that the same mistake you've made, millions of people made as well, and let me tell you guys something. I know, Tina, you want to do life coaching. Tina is the life enthusiast. So make sure you guys are following Tina. She's awesome. She's amazing.
Awesome.
Tina, you have to make mistakes so that when you get your clients, you're telling them what to avoid. I had the same conversation with my clients the other day, how I missed out on $19,000 last year. No, actually $223,000 because of the one mistake that I've made. You know what I'm saying? So now, guess what happened? I'm glad I made that mistake, because when I showed my clients what I could have done and how easy it would have been to make that money. Now y'all may think 223,000 loss, I would have probably had did a lot. No, it would have just took me that one thing to make that amount. But let me tell you something. I told my clients about it and I said, listen, this is my blueprint on how you can actually do it. And they were like, wow, their eyes opened up. They're out there hitting the ground running and all that stuff. So listen, ladies, you have to make mistakes so that when you get customers and clients, you'll be able to say, listen, y'all, I've been down that road. Wrong. Like Portia said, wrong road. Wrong road, right? So it's like, you just gotta, take that into consideration. And understand that, being incompetent, I don't even want to use that word. That's like a really, like, nobody's incompetent,
Right.
So Darlene said, my first response, I feel awful. Then I laugh and say, girl, I'm doing this in Darlene voice. Hold on.
I know.
My first response, you hear me? You hear? That's what she does. I feel awful. Then I laugh and say, girl, hey, get over it and learn from it. You ain't Jesus. You hear me? You ain't Jesus. And then she does that.
Yes.
And she got her Purpose of Freedom t-shirts on.
Yes.
Hey, Charlene. And then Darlene also said, mistakes, expect respect, inspect correct. Girl, what is all this? My motto is my class is my life. Absolutely. I hear you. Johnny be saying some quotes that's a tongue twist. I'm like, but yeah, I get it. When we make mistakes, we both felt awful.
Yeah. When I made mistakes, I felt slow. I did. I felt really slow. I felt that I did not have, the intelligence of, producing or showcasing myself, or talking about my brand, talking about, being an emotional strategist, or whatever, that I've, been working on for a long time.
That's true.
I didn't have confidence in myself. I
Yep.
didn't have confidence in my worth and my purpose.
That's true.
And that's the thing, ladies. That's why a lot of people, fake perfection, because they don't have confidence in their
That's
own.
true.
They don't. They just want the fanfare. They want the rewards of it.
What's so funny? I totally get
Mhm.
what you're saying, because I remember when I first was partnered with my mentor, and I was in a room, or virtually, with like 6 and 7 figure earners. I even went to a event last March where there was like 8-figure earners in the room, 2 comma club earners, like 50 of them walking across stage, and it was like, dang, you feel like a little bit of intimidation. But it's so funny. I asked a question, and they were like, Tisha, I'm glad you asked that question, because I had the same question too. We're all just trying to be our best. It's only difference between one to another is just our bank accounts, and our level of work. But really, it goes true with like what Gary Vaynerchuk talks about work ethic, and how if you just focus on your work ethic, like after this live, let me show you what I'm going to do. After this live, I'm a segmentist. It's going to go on YouTube. I'm going to cut it up into a story. I'm a add it to my podcast. And that's what needs to be focused on. So even though we showed up a little bit behind today, and there's times when we show up and the internet connection is not working. And you just can't let these small things ruin your day. You get a lot of times you talk to people, and that one thing just mess up their whole week. Hey, Crystal, welcome to the broadcast. Guys, if you haven't shared this out, please make sure that you share this out. Oh, Darlene said, y'all have me cracking up in front of these kids. I had to do it in your voice. I would not have had did that comment justice had I not did it your way. You hear me? You hear me? My clients know
I want you to put this hashtag out.
Put the hashtag out. Go ahead.
Embrace the mistakes. Embrace it. Embrace the mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you can learn so much. Not so much about your plan, but you can learn so much about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You really can learn. And when you start giving you that freedom to learn more about you will be so impressed of how much you have grown and how much you have learned. What is that child saying? That's Darlene.
She said with the hair, no less, because I was doing her hair.
Oh, yes, honey.
Yeah, yes. You do. I mean, you said it so correctly, because guys, listen, you have to go through that mistake so that the generations before you don't have to. It's like 400 years ago, those people had to catch them licks so that we don't have to today. You know what I'm saying? People had to be dragged to jail and go through a whole heap of persecution. So I was in class the other day with my 12-week clients, and I was like, they were all in their fear, Tawanta. I mean, oh my God, I'm scared to do this. I'm scared to do that. I'm scared to do that. Yeah. I'm like, let me tell y'all something. And this is just all a group of, there's nothing but women in there except for one guy. I said, don't y'all realize that decades and decades and decades ago, we couldn't even vote.
True that.
We couldn't even vote. We didn't
have a job.
Okay, we could not even get a driver's license, honey.
Right.
Okay, right. we were born to get married, have children, and that's it. And I said, if your past self can see you right now, murmuring and complaining, she will punch you in your face.
True that.
I mean, she would dog walk you, honey. I don't know if y'all know what that means. I mean, just drag you and just whip you around.
Your kind of hit.
Yeah, like what you say. I'm sitting over here. I can't even vote. Okay? And you sit over here complaining about hitting a button.
Yes.
Hitting a goddamn button. Good bitch, you better hit that damn button and stop it. And that's what I think about. I think about my past self and what would she say?
Yeah.
Okay, it would have been probably hundreds of women in your ancestral tree that would just take the whole tree and dig it out. Just,
I know, right?
all the leaves in the branches falling out, boy. I mean, some of y'all got some strong women.
Come on through. Yes.
On that tree that went through a lot.
I'm serious. And you know that is so on point because I often think of my relatives. I often think of my great aunts when I was a little girl. And they were sweet as I don't know what, but baby, when it was time to take care of business, they were like soldiers.
Uh-huh.
You better get out their way, Like
they would go outside.
They like pop you upside the head.
Yep, they'll go outside. They'll find a switch tree, Tawanta.
Yes, girl.
Take them leaves off the switch, honey. I mean, y'all don't know nothing about that. Honey, you talking about if you ever got a woman with a switch tree, you wish you got a woman with a belt.
Come on through.
Like, just get the belt, mama.
The belt was just enough.
The switch tree. And then they make you go out there and get the switch.
Yeah, child.
That's
and
a
don't
whole.
Get no twig.
No twig, honey.
Spankings.
They'll pull a whole tree up and get a twig, honey.
That's what you need.
Hurt. And they over here.
Go ahead and start writing your obituary.
I'm telling you, they don't. You gotta go that deep to realize and be blessed with what you have and the ability that you have to go out there and just change the world and change your entire reality. And I think that's so important. So you got to get out that perfection trip. You just got to. Let me tell you something. We all will get there. Some of us is going to take a couple of years. Some of us is going to take a couple of months. But even when you get there, you're still going to say, I can do this a little bit different, I was speaking to, hey, Ellie, welcome, sis. And guys, if you haven't shared this out, please be sure to share this out. I was talking to this last night, actually. Someone said in class, I need to become tech savvy, and that was one of the things that was holding her back. I'm like, listen, just get out there and do. And when you start making money, you can hire somebody to do all the tech stuff.
That's true.
Some of us are trying to be perfect at something that we're not supposed to be perfect at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do all the stuff that you feel that you need to do. You can just do the one thing that you love every day. And literally, I know this one guy, his name is Chris Panetti. He only does one thing for his business a day. That's it. That's it. Sometimes we have a meeting with his team and he just telling them, listen, I need you to do this, you do that. And that can be his one thing, just delegating out stuff. And then he continue on about his day. And this boy is like 24.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we choose to be out there ripping and running, doing everything, and there's some people out there that choose not to. That
shows a lack of knowledge on their part.
Exactly.
It really does.
There's
when you
people out there.
All this amount of stuff.
Yeah.
You're not disciplining yourself to really get trained.
Exactly. Yeah. There's people out there who are blessed to do that one thing that you dread and hate doing. And that's just what it boils down to. We're just trying to do everything, and if we actually are doing nothing, when you really look at it. Hey, Jamie, welcome, sis. So, guys, I want to ask you guys a question. What has perfection kept you from? Yeah, Tina said working smarter, not harder. Absolutely. We were talking last night. We were talking about our perfect day, like our vision, our perfect day.
Yeah, I was about to mention that too.
Yeah. And I mean, I added some stuff to my list for what y'all was talking about too. You know what I'm saying? And I told the ladies, I'm like, listen, don't get overwhelmed as you're writing this down, because you deserve everything on that list. A lot of times we as women, we don't think that we deserve to have somebody following us around and filming us. We don't deserve to have somebody come to our house and actually dress us. We don't deserve to have somebody come to our house to clean up. You know what I mean? Because we always think, we don't want people saying, like, who she thinks she is.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you do. You do. So that way you can do the things that you love. So that was a really, really fun, super fun exercise that we did. It helped me out tremendously, and it got us excited, because vision boards are great. But when you're writing out how you want to wake up and go to bed every day, that just it's like a whole nother level of excitement. So Darlene said, when will you have that download available? I got kicked out. What download? Oh, the replay? Yeah, the replay I'm gonna Darlene, the replay I'm gonna post in the group today. Yeah, after class I just went to bed. I was so excited after class. I was like,
Ah!
I was so excited. The Lord said, rest.
Yes.
I was so excited. Yeah. Yeah, Darlene said she got kicked out. You hear me? Huh?
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Yeah, but it's like we can't focus on perfection. And I'm so glad, Tawanta actually suggested this topic for you guys. And I, really think this is a great topic because I feel like right now, it being February 5th, everyone is overwhelmed, right? They didn't make their goal last month. They didn't get to the level that they want to get in their business last month. I mean, we all got, had that feeling or emotion. But guys, we still got to get moving. Darlene said, awesome. I'm living in my future now, honey. I can feel it. Yes, honey. Woo! That is right. Positive energy.
Yes. Love it.
Well, I'm getting hot. All this.
Come on, Vogue. Come on, Vogue.
Let me put this up in a bun in a second.
Do it, child. Do it. Yes. Yes.
So, guys, what questions do you have for us as it pertains to, what, I mean, I feel like somebody watching us here doesn't know what they need to be focusing on. So if that is a question of yours, ask, but also let us know what you do so that we're able to help. I'm going to put on these glasses real quick so I can see because my other glasses broke. Yeah, tell us what exactly.
Yeah, because there's some of you probably still, saying to yourself, well, I fear of making mistakes, and fear is so destructive.
Mm-hmm.
All forms, it has you to start thinking that way. I fear I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm afraid to do that, because when you're afraid of making mistakes, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. And then when you do make mistakes, then you're going to be like, see, I told you. See, that's why I don't want to do this anymore. See, you know what I'm saying? And we've been there, done that too. But all it does is it's just really, it's distracting you away from what you are called to do, and then, you just start falling back into that depressed mode. And you're like, well, see, I'm not talented like she is. I don't have, the mindset like she has it or whatever. You start comparing yourself again. You start comparing yourself, comparing your intelligence over this sister's intelligence and all of that stuff. But you fail to realize that girl that you are looking at, she too had to go through some of that too. She had to embrace her mistakes too one point in time. And she realized that those mistakes was not to belittle her or to, smother her or whatever. Those mistakes was to help her grow. Those mistakes was to help her, start seeing things in a bigger picture. And that's why she's elevated to, of success, to
that's
a
right.
level that she never even thought.
Absolutely. So Tawanta, Tina said, Tina mentioned that she needs to partner to go live. She needs a partner to go live with. You know what, Tina? That's a great suggestion. And what you need to do to get people to partner with you to go live. You already got a community of women, 50-something women that you could just easily post a comment in the group and we'll be like, okay, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'll go live with you. And two, you got to go live more often. And then really look for that partnership, because I just can't stand it when people go live, like all of a sudden out the blue, out the bushes, and be like, oh, who wants to come with me? Girl, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going? I will see you only on the 1st and the 15th. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, bye. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. Secondly is, Tina mentioned, why are so many of my followers coaches? I'm going to tell you, Kim Barrett told me, because I'm on Instagram a lot, and my following is growing a lot on Instagram. And I was like, Kim, I got a bunch of coaches who are following me. I want different people to follow me. He's like, no, that's good. Because let me tell you something, Tina, you're the life enthusiast. You're the queen of becoming like the life enthusiast, right? You want other coaches to follow you because guess what? They got money to pay you. You
True
don't want
that.
no girl out there be under the bed crying and murmuring, complaining about her life, because she's gonna be like, oh, I know I want to change my life, but I need to talk to my husband and see how I can make this work. You want people who got money following you, point blank, period. So if they're
Yeah,
coaches,
Lord.
they're experts, they're gurus, honey. If they're Fortune 500, whatever, good. That God, because you showed up so much and so well that He has literally have people in drones following you, the right people, honey. Okay, so that's not a complaint, honey. That's a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Just follow me any day, because let me tell you something. If once I get on a call with them and I'm like, okay, it's going to be 4997, they're like, okay, no, where I got you. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it because they're the ones that pay in full. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give you no nonsense.
That's the truth.
You need
That is
someone who
so.
be consistent. Long as you stay consistent, Tina, you're gonna find people. You can get on our show if you want to. I mean, hello. I tell you, I throw that out there all the time. I tell you girls, y'all wanna pop on live here.
Yeah.
Show up with us. I mean, we've been doing this now for 39 weeks, but at the end of the day, as long as you stay consistent, God will find you people that are consistent. And that's what happened with me. I've done this before where I've done, lives with people and things happen. It can like show up or stay consistent. And, God brought me to Wanta. I mean, it just happens that way. Literally, it just happens that way. And then see, let me tell you something. The challenge is, okay, you get somebody to go with you, but then you got to deal some things with technology not working. That's where the devil gets mad. Like, oh, God, the Lord gave us somebody now. Now she's going to change the world. Let me mess up the connection. Let me mess up this. Let me only bring a couple people on each week. Let me keep showing them that what they doing ain't working. And really, we just walking in the spirit, honey. We walking in the spirit, and we doing what we doing every day. So, Tina, I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Because I get it, girl. I get it. All those questions you had, I've experienced, and I've asked people about it. Because I was about to just basically be like, what am I doing wrong? And really somebody had to tell me, girl, don't do that. Keep going. It's good that the coaches are following you. It's good. God will find the right people. I'm telling you, it's true. As long as we stay consistent.
He sure will.
And now you got to change your intro, Tina, to coaches and professionals or whatever. You don't want those stuck women. Not that there's anything wrong with helping them. You'll help them, but those are not the ones that are going to pay you. Like I see a lot of life coaches, they want to help the really like bottom of the barrel type of person, but then it's hard to get them to change, and two, it's hard to get them to pay the price we want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could take one client a month, Tina, and that be your month. I know a lot of people that take one client a month, that person pays them $10K, and they're good for the month.
Yeah,
they ain't got you don't see them no more. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. And that's it. This Tisha, I work hard, get that my one person, I'm good. And if I want to take an extra month off, that's what I'll do. Tina said, I've had a few people ask me to go live with them, but they get upset when I want to get to know them better first. Yeah, because you got to understand that people need to have your values. Tawanta and I have the same values. You would think we sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to get to know them. You got to get to know them. That's true. But girl, you already connected to community with women. You ain't got to branch out too far. You know what I'm
saying? That's true.
Y'all don't see me going live with anybody. I go live with my girls, and I'm good with that. And trust me, I have a lot of people reach out to me and want me to do things with them. And let me tell you something, I made mistakes with that. To want to know,
you sure did,
honey, from women just like me. You know what I mean? My people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And trust and believe, honey, I got rep all the way up the backside. Woo! On that note, thinking that people got your best interest out, and come to find out they done Tim shammed you behind. And then you're like, ooh, if this girl was in my area, I swear I'll bring the whole hand. Because I find people, honey. I'll be like, listen, don't mess with me in mine. People want me to go back sometimes. I know. It's hard. Woo! I ain't killing, but don't push me. Like people don't want me. Girl, He wants you to go back.
Woo!
And they be like, oh God, Letitia, I didn't know you
And
was
they're
like
gonna
that.
try to block her. They're gonna try to block her because
Girl.
I remember that. I remember that one.
So that's why I stay in my community, so I can stay Letitia TCLC today. Because I don't want, I don't want to be pulled out like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I was not always a Campbell. That's just my married name, y'all.
Right. And like Letitia said, you have the power when it comes to your platform. You can decide who you
gotta guard it. Yes. Go ahead, Tawanda. Woo, girl, you preaching.
Okay, seriously. You have that power. So if anybody is questioning you, why you want that information about, why you want to know so much about me, blah, 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 you explain to them why.
Exactly.
It's not like you being like Miss Prissy and all, but you want some clarification about
the right
this
people
individual that you're trying to build a relationship.
That's right, because people have their own intentions. So that's why when people reach out to me, I'm like, oh, I'll think about it, or I'll consider it, or I already have people in my community that sort of do what you do. So I don't want it to be like it's an overlap. You know what I'm saying? You have to guard your freaking platform. And let me tell you another thing, Tina. If you have people outside the community that want to get on your platform, and I said this to my clients the other day, they need to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? They need to pay for that. And people call it arrogancy or whatever, and you need to partner with people and stuff like that. But yeah, when people who are not of our color partner with each other, they pay.
Girl,
now they think that Russell and them, or Tony and them, and Gary and them, all just like, oh, we buddies, we boys, let's just do this and let's get this money. No, they throwing stacks out there on the table. It's no, oh, I'm gonna do you a favor. No, it's business. And the bottom line is that we live a life of favors, and really favors don't pay the bills. You got to keep it the business. That's it.
Right. But men, when it comes to business, they are so emotionalist. They take that out the door. They don't bring that in when it comes to business like that. And that's why a lot of men, they flourish. They do good. They do well. Because they don't allow their emotions to get in the way and cause all kind of confusion and conflict and all this competition mess and stuff. That's on the sisters. And it's keeping it real. We got to learn to get that emotion mess out.
Yeah, and people show up too better that way. Because if it's just on a favoritism way, people want to sit there and play. So Tina said that she wants to partner with Darlene because Darlene has what she don't. That's great. Reach out to her on the back end.
Come on through.
Get in that messenger and say, girl, let's do something. We can do something in 2 weeks. It's so easy, y'all. Like me and Tawanda, we have this talk show. It's been syndicating now, going on 39 weeks. It's been syndicating everywhere, not just on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's on the podcast. It's everywhere.
Instagram,
you just gotta. It all came, and Tawanda would tell you, it came from a simple conversation. Girl, how you doing, girl? How you doing, girl? Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, good. We here.
That's it.
That's it. Darlene said you have me, Tina. Awesome. Great. You can't click. Awesome. Pick a date. That's it, Tina. Pick a date. Pick a date. And understand that it's going to evolve. Like Tawanda and I was just talking before we came on here. And I was like, girl, let's extend this to additional days. We'll still keep the morning slots, but let's extend it. So, probably starting next week, we're going to be showing up more days this week. But again, guys, just get started. That's it.
Yeah, just make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make it happen.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, we have made so many mistakes here many times. We've been on here 39 weeks, and I know we both have made some mistakes. And some of it wasn't even on us intentionally. It just happened, but we went with the flow, like with technology. Facebook will shut us down unexpectedly sometimes and stuff. And we have to start all over again. And, the people who will watched us and support us, they come right back. And then
sometimes we forgot all about the show some weeks.
Yeah.
We wake up like, oh shoot, I thought today was Wednesday.
Yeah. But what's special about that is that when they come back, when the viewers come back, it's like a double bonus. They add more people, and it happens, guys, but we learn from it and we keep on pushing through, and you see the results. You see what we are doing, and that right there should definitely give you some hope, to like, well, you know what? I'm just going to continue on doing my thing too. I'm not going to be all concerned about, the mistakes or who's laughing or who's this, that, or whatever, because it's not even about that. It really isn't.
And appreciate small beginnings. When you first get started, you want to
Yeah.
get one or two consistent people that are going to show up every week to watch. You just got to keep going because honestly, success is a huge wraparound domino effect. It could be that 50th week, and all of a sudden you see it goes from 3 to 300. You know, the whole art of discipline and consistency. It does work. It does work. Darlene said, "Let me check my Rolodex." Girl, you need to stop with that Rolodex.
She does. You better not have no Rolodex.
I bet you she does got Rolodex. At first I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, Rolodex." Okay. I feel you. That's so the yeah. It's like just getting out there and just being consistent with it, and then you're gonna see a humongous difference later. We want that fast microwave results. It doesn't work that way. It never will. People need to watch you for a little while to see whether or not, you're the real deal
Right.
Holyfield. And it's just so simple and easy.
It really
It
is.
really is. But we don't want to, we got to stay consistent. So this was definitely a great and amazing conversation.
It was.
Thank you so much, ladies, for.
I hope you enjoyed it, ladies.
Yeah,
Yes.
they did. And Tina and Darlene, y'all asked some amazing questions. And I know these are things that people have been thinking about, Yeah, and let me tell you, girl, when I tell you we went through struggles, and you just have to just fight through it and just say, hey, and now I know who not to work with. Now I know what to look for. Now I know what intentions that people truly have. So when you have a community, especially like Tawanta and I, you got some women that not only are great, but been involved for over years, over a year now.
Right.
So
right.
It is what it is. Oh, I forgot to talk about. My God. Totally forgot. So guys, listen, I want to help you guys out today because I know this is a question that many of you guys have. And again, I wrote this out years and years ago, but it still resonates and it's still true. One of the things, like, you probably figured out whether you're repositioning or rebranding yourself, or even starting off, and you're like, well, how do I really create content on social media that is going to be impactful, that people are going to care about? Because we all are searching for likes and comments, but really you need to look at conversions, right? Conversion meaning that is one or two things. Is a person really want to go forward with that conversation with you, by whether they want to join your Facebook group or join your list, or is this person actually ready to work with you and reach out to you via Facebook Messenger and say they want to continue on with the conversation by becoming a client or customer, right? So whenever I post, particularly, I always focus on these three things, which is interesting, consistent, and diverse, right? So whether you go live or whether you're posting, you got to ask yourself, is this interesting? And the reason why most of us, and I know this is going to be a question that many of you guys might have, like, how do I know if my post is interesting? You got to do your market research. You got to get out there and figure out who is your dreamy customer, who you're talking to. I know that's something that we go over extensively in our programs, is that off the bat whether or not what you share or what you post, whether it's on a blog or whether it's on Facebook or whether it's a video on YouTube, you're going to automatically know if it's interesting because you're going to know your audience, right? And knowing your audience, that's how you know what to post and what not to post. One of the things I always tell my clients all the time, and Darlene would even tell you, you got to revisit your dreamy customer every single quarter because she changes, right? She evolves. She's either leveled up or leveled down. So you got to revisit her and even add some additional stuff on there as well. So if you just work on that one assignment just once, and it's not a one and done thing, that's what I'm trying to say. The second thing is consistent. It's great when we build that momentum and we get that motivation and we're like, okay, great, it's Friday, let's go out there, it's Friday, and let's post. But people are really looking at your dates. I do that all the time. Like Treese would tell you, like, anybody who ever joins any of my communities, I go in their profiles and I check, like, when's the last time they post? When's the last time they engage with their audience or their market? And if it's every once a week or once a month, I don't want to deal with that person. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure that people are as consistent as you are, because it's a whole other level of conversation that you have with somebody who's already hitting the ground running versus somebody who's not, right? Versus somebody who's not. And that's why I was talking to you about, Tina, with you having coaches following you. That is a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. Next thing is diversity. You know, you got to be diverse when it comes to your content. Those out there who tell you, oh, just show up on one or two platforms, you started to see that that's not enough in 2019. You got to be literally everywhere. And how you get that diverse method or strategy or methodology, whatever you want to call it, is you got to utilize segmentation. You got to, like, I can take this one video here, cut it up into different Instagram and Facebook stories, or take this content here, add it onto my YouTube, or take the audio from this, add it onto my podcast, and that could just be my content for the rest of this week. Pump it on a Facebook ad, let that run through. Even if people don't watch it for longer than 10 minutes, it doesn't matter. It's just getting that my name out there, my brand out there, and that's how you create that diversity. Diversity is not, I'm gonna say this, you know, be very insistent on saying this. Diversity is not you showing up on YouTube with one piece of content, showing up on Facebook with another piece of content, showing up on Instagram with another piece of content, showing up on LinkedIn with another piece of content, and it's different things on each platform. That's not diversity. That's a lot of mess. You know, diversity in my methodology, and this is something that has worked for me and for my clients, is literally taking one piece of content and just utilizing segmentation across the board. And I know me saying this has helped you guys out tremendously, but let me just recap. You got to be interesting, you got to be consistent, and you got to be diverse. And that's a great place to get. You can do this strategy, work on this strategy just for this month of February. It's already the 5th. So you can literally say, this is what I'm going to talk about this week. This is what I'm going to talk about next week. This is what I'm going to talk about week 3. This is what I'm going to talk about the 4th week of this month, and just run that throughout the week. And you see how simple it is, you know, because when you look at other entrepreneurs, they're not having that. They're not working as hard. I mean, they are working hard, but it's not as hard. We make things way too difficult in many cases when it comes to how we market what we do. When we just figure out, and again, even spending that extra money on Zoom to get the Zoom webinar so that you can go live on Zoom, and still, like right now, audio is being recorded. Tawanta and I do not have to go on to our podcast and do a whole nother recording, right? Or go into YouTube and do a whole nother video, or go, you know what I'm saying? Is you can literally just from this one platform here, take this here and just segment it across all platforms. And even, I know something pretty cool about Zoom. I know many of you guys already know this already, but I caught this by accident. Zoom actually creates text notes, and you can literally, and I think I stumbled upon this from Russell Brunson. You could have a whole transcription of the broadcast. So he has it to where he has the video on top. And he'd be like, well, if you don't have time to watch the whole video, because this video is like 2 hours, click here and you get the whole transcript. So you can actually read it. And people probably like, oh, that's a waste of time. But understand that people receive content differently. Some people like to watch, some people like to read, some people like to listen. You know what I'm saying? So that's segmentation. You got that one piece of content, people can watch it, or you can listen to it, or you can read it. Either way, we win it.
Right.
You guys get what I'm saying? I know they're quiet now. They're taking notes. I love it. They're like, Keisha just dropped the bosom.
That's it.
I feel you. Did that help anybody? Post in the comments real quick, even if you're watching this on a replay. And if you haven't shared this out, please make sure that you do. Has this helped you out, guys, out? That one piece of information. You could run that throughout the rest of this month. Literally. Mm-hmm. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, mama. Literally run this out through the rest of this month, and it's going to help. And again, guys, I made this like years ago, and it still resonates. Thank you, Tina. It still resonates so well because people overcomplicate stuff, and we have to stop doing that. It just makes your job harder. And then after a while, here's another thing, guys. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say. After a while, once you do this system on your own, you have to do the system on your own. I know what some of you gurus out there watching going to say, talking about, you just get a team to do that. No, idiot. No, you do it yourself first. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Tawanta knows I have a lot of VAs, honey. Yeah. You got to do it yourself and then teach them, because real talk, it takes 90 days to train a VA. So don't think y'all gonna go on Fiverr or or go on your Uncle Google and hire you a VA, and they're just going to change your business in 1 week. It's not. You got to do this yourself for a little bit and figure out a system. And then that way, when you hire a team, you know how to train them and how to teach them how to do what you want them to do, how you want to do it, the right way. You don't want no VAs talking about, can you explain this again? Can you? No. Watch the video. I have it step by step on how you need to do it because I've done it multiple times. Okay, so listen, y'all, the teams are awesome. They're amazing. But if you don't know how to manage them, it's going to be a waste of money. I wasted hundreds of dollars a month on so-called VAs. Okay, don't work. And then they act like they do everything in your business. You like, girl, you need to go sit down somewhere. You don't want to touch my ham, honey. My clients say I be up early in the morning. Okay, just because you send a couple of inbox messages or whatever, you think you're doing the most.
Right.
Yeah, I hope that helps somebody. Yeah, upgrade your Zoom, darling. Upgrade it. That's all. Just upgrade it. I mean, it's going to help because you're dominating on your podcast. So now it's time to optimize and sit there and just, utilize the Zoom and get the recording audio and dump it right on to the podcast. And then you go take a nap after that, honey.
That's it.
You don't got to pick a time to do this and that. Do it one time. One take. That's it. And then you sit down. You hear me? Okay. And that's it. And that's just how you dominate. That's just how you dominate. So again, guys, do that for a little while. And then, by the middle of the year, you can have a whole bunch of people just helping you out. You go live and you say, okay, y'all, Ming Ling or whatever, whoever she is, do what it do, and they do what it do and it's done. Did that help anybody? Y'all have any questions? You got to ask questions. That's another thing. We show up here and we want to make sure that we are covering everything that you guys need. This topic is based on talking about perfectionism. But as you guys notice, just from what I taught you guys, there's no perfectionism involved. It's just doing the work. That's it. I tell my clients all the time, I don't want my programs to be perfect. I don't want anything to be perfect because then there's no room for improvement. I see some coaches out here, y'all. They be marketing the same program with the same damn content. Haven't changed nothing. Telling you to get a website, telling you to do this, telling you to do that. And I'm like, dang it, your clients are not at that level yet. And they're still the same. There's one girl inboxed me, same course. You know what I mean? Same course. And I'm like, listen, if you don't have people out there that you're following that are not only evolving, but teaching you guys how to do the same, sometimes I switch it up on my clients. I have one thing on my curriculum, and I said that to you guys last night. I have one thing on my curriculum, and then I'll change it up. If there's something else out there that's like, we need to focus on this over here. Hey, Dawn, welcome, sis. Because you got to keep up with the times.
Right.
Because the times ain't going to keep up with you. The time's going to be 20, 30 steps ahead of you. You got to keep up with the times. Yeah. So Tawanta, regarding life, on a life personal level, when it comes to perfection, what's the first thing they should be focusing on or not focusing on when it comes to perfection? Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, the things that ladies that you should not be focusing on when it comes to perfection, honestly, don't be focusing on what people think.
That's right.
What they say. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's really a no-brainer.
Don't even tell them. Work in silence.
That's it.
Just work in silence. They're like, what you doing? Oh, I'm just doing my business and stuff. That's it. You ain't got to go into details or nothing. And Tina Mitch said that her church just approved her to do a community outreach activity per month. It's really going to help her business. Congratulations, Tina. Yay! Bye. That's amazing. That means that you're being noticed. So document all of that. I think you got like 3-4 sons. If I'm wrong, forgive me. They could hold your phone, right, and follow and record you during this whole experience. Get that on video immediately. Okay?
Yeah.
They're big boys too. They're like 20, 30 something years old.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. And you know what? I'm
Oh,
glad
you got 3. Okay. It's that
yeah,
4.
speaking of videos, because you know I'm getting ready to go home to my home, my birth home, which is in
Yeah.
Newark, New Jersey, and I am going to do my personal blog because
Yeah.
my trip, you know, this is not a trip just to like a personal trip for me. This is my therapy trip. This is
Yeah.
what I consider like a therapy trip for me, because you know I work with women when it comes to emotional issues and all of those things of that nature. So for me, this is going to be a trip for my sanity, for
That's
me
great.
to
You
get
need to
some
get away. Yeah.
clarifications,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all of that. You know, that's why my kids are not coming with me. My husband's not coming. This is for
That's
me,
right.
you
Yeah.
know. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my own video of me going through the different changes and challenges and you know and all of that and share it
Yeah.
to you guys,
Yeah.
so you know it could be an inspiration for you ladies to consider to start going back to home base. You know,
And you know,
that's
I
what
love
I
that getting
call it.
away. I so
Yeah.
believe in it as women. We just need to get out of our current environment so that we can create.
Right, because
And
it's a tug of war with your life. When it
mhm.
comes to your family, your spouse, your kids, that's a tug of war with your emotions. And
Yeah.
there's no way in the world that you can try to function and try to build a business when you are dealing with the tug of war of, you know, arguments and finances is not
Yeah.
right and all other things that's going on in your personal life. There's just no way. You can you are trying, yes, you are trying, and you have improved some, but don't you want to go even faster? Don't you want to go even higher? And
Yeah.
the only way things could ever change is that you need to get away. And you need
I
to get
think
away
that should be
from your
done
family.
once every quarter. Once
Yeah,
every quarter. If you could do it once a month, that's even better. But me personally,
absolutely.
I can't do it once a month because with the kids and responsibilities and stuff. But I think it's phenomenal to just go away once every quarter. Tina, you mentioned that the church is going to have videos and volunteers, but do your own marketing as well. Okay,
Yeah,
because you guys notice
yeah.
I do events too, and
Do
they're
your own
fully
marketing,
filmed.
yeah.
We have some amazing filmers like Dennis and Jazz, and they walk around and they literally like camera your face all the time, plus photographers. But I also do my own um, marketing as well, recording myself, or having somebody at least record me, or I have like little tripods, like I have a tripod behind me in the stands, and I just sit there and I just generate my own marketing. So don't just rely on that because they miss stuff. And people need to also catch you like in the real life uh uh moments, like because a lot of times when you do get videographers and they're amazing, they're awesome, people like that raw cut too. You know what I'm saying? The raw, like from the cell phone or from a digital camera or whatever device you have, and you just taking videos like in the moment. You looking up, selfies, video selfies, stuff like that. So yeah, lives as well. Yeah, lives as well. So utilize all that because again, this is the type of content that you're going to use forever. There's no expiration date on our content. We think it is, but it's not. I can literally take my quit video that I've done back in 2017 and still use that today. And it was done with my phone, and even though it doesn't matter the quality of the actual video, it's just the content, that breakthrough moment when I walked out for that last time forever and say, hey, I work for myself now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, do your own video stuff as well. Yeah. Yeah, let us know, guys, if you have any questions. We don't mind hanging out with you guys for a little bit. What are some questions that you have pertaining to your life and business? What are some of the things that's holding you back? I gotta blow my nose. 1 second, Tawanta.
Sure.
Blow this nose, girl.
So one of the things, guys, that you definitely want, you know, what are the things that are holding you back? Fear is the number one thing I know for the majority of us, but fear is so broad, right? It really is broad. So why don't you just break that down too? Because whatever your fear is, that is limiting you from actually moving forward to, market yourself and whatever you have an interest for. You best believe that is what's causing you not to do the things you do, right? Because it's not even about, like I said, it's not about the being perfection. It's not about all of that. You have to get to the to the core of the problem, you know. And like I said before, you just have to stop worrying about what people think, stop worrying about what they say, you know, because people are going to talk about you all day, every day. People talking about you now.
That's right. That's right.
They're talking about you now. And you are nowhere near the cubicle at your job. You ain't nowhere near their house or in the neighborhood.
That's right.
People talking about you. They are, right? But that should not phase you. That should not phase you, nor should it stop you, right? Because you have what it takes to really make a huge difference. And you start out small.
And that's a sign too, Tawanta, when people have their opinions to say, it really goes to show that you're moving in the right direction. A lot of times we're living a life of comfort. Yeah. We're living a life of just playing it safe, playing it small.
Yeah.
And when the light is being shined on you, or you're really working in your favor, because we all have a certain favor. People got stuff to say, and really that should say, you know what, I'm moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
I have times where, because of my extensive partnerships and the people that I work with are so amazing, so awesome, people are like, why are you working with them? You know what I'm saying? You trust them and all this other stuff. There are people that will question your social herd, as they say. And it just goes to show, that you're moving in the right direction,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you gotta just not care. You gotta not care about what people say, whether it's good or bad.
Exactly.
But sometimes, those people who say that you are moving in the right direction are not qualified enough to really say that your business is moving in the right direction. There's still going to be things that you got to add in or work on or missing. I had a conversation with a young lady the other day, and she's doing great and amazing, but she's not scaling because she doesn't have a team. She's doing everything by herself. But granted, when you're starting off, I don't care what anybody tell you, and I said this before, when you're starting off, yes, you are going to be doing things manual. Some of y'all for a while. Until you get someone, when you finally hire that, 1 or 2 or 13 people to help you out, what is expected. Your level of quality and expectation is going to be high. And if they're not working in that level, they got to go. I've had a lot of girls help me out with my business. And, so sometimes some of them worked out, some of them didn't, but it's trial and error. I was believing that hype, like, oh, I got to get a VA. I got to get this. But starting off doing that, waste of money. I could have put that money towards something else. Totally. True. So now there's a probationary period with me. And my girls know it's sometimes it's a while before I really say, you know what, I'm going to trust you enough to put you on payroll. I'm sorry. That's how I work, and people can attest that. But my money and my time is valuable. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I need to know and trust the fact that not only will you do what I need you to do, that you respect the brand, and respect the direction that the brand is going in. Because I don't just give people access to me, they get access to everyone in my community, everyone that I partner with. So, and they get private information I don't share, and private coaching I don't share to the public, or even clients that I have. Mm-hmm. And that's just is what it is.
Exactly.
And I just have to guard your business. Because let me tell you something, I've been taken advantage of by people for so long that once you get to that level where you're like, okay, I know where direction I need to go in, there's no room for error. We leave room for error trying to compare ourselves to everybody else, or say, I need this because they have this type of thing. I need that because they have that type of thing. And then we look at our bank accounts and it's just depleting, and we're not making the money that we need to make. So I tell my clients all the time, you got to start off small. You got to just say, listen, let me just build this right now to not just generate some residual income. Hey, Jody, but to also get my feet wet. We want to go for the big fish, which is great if you want to do that, but it's going to take you longer to get to your goal starting off. Stop focusing on being perfect. Just say, how can I make money right now? Okay, how can I just make money right now so I could build that residual income coming in every single month? Because if you're trying to build something, and I know I'm going off a tangent here, but if you're trying to build something that's higher ticket, it costs a lot of money to maintain that higher ticket. Mm-hmm. You got to get the technology to keep those type of clients, right? You got to get the managed marketing to keep that thing flowing through people's news feeds and stuff. So because now you're competing with the top dogs. The higher you go, you compete with top dogs. And so for a little bit, it's going to overwhelm you. It could cause you to go bankrupt with your business. Versus you getting where you fit in and working at the level that you're at now to generate that residual income per month. And that way you have the money to fund your higher ticket, to actually compete with the big dogs. Because I'm telling you, once you get up that high and your funnels or your stuff doesn't look like theirs, people are now comparing you to this person and saying, well, their design or their brand and visual is great, but this person is not, so I'm not going to go with her. But it looks like they're really serious because they got this, they got that, and all that stuff.
Right.
You know, because I see people a lot of times, a lot of coaches, they do these live events, right? And I almost got stuck in that too for a little bit. But when you look at what the top dogs are doing, it's just non-comparable. You know, because the live events that I do are actual 7-day long retreats. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody else is just wants to do one a day or 2 a day type things just for clout stuff. What's wrong, Mama? You just woke up? All right, give her some juice. Yeah. So guys, listen, what are some of the questions that you guys have? We're gonna hang out for about maybe another 2-3 minutes. But yeah, Tawanta, what is it that you want them to walk away with as it pertains to making mistakes and perfection and stuff?
I want them to really start looking at the value of who they are. Start learning how to really love the gifts that's in you. Those of you who have already acknowledged what you are gifted to do, appreciate the beauty of who you are. You know, I have an ebook called Resilience is My Beauty, and it's really talking about all of the things that I have dealt with in my past, you know, the trials, the challenges, and all of those things. And during that time, it had depleted me. It had put me in a suppressed state to have me to believe that I didn't have what it took to be better than outside of being a wife and a mom. Because I'm a stay-at-home mom for over 17 years. You know, that you don't hear that often, right? You really, really don't. Some stay-at-home moms can only
you don't hear that at all.
Yeah. Some only can hang for like at least a year, give or take 3 years to be truthful about it, But at that time of my life, you know, all what I was experiencing, it had me to start really doubt my worth. It started me to really downgrade my purpose. And I didn't believe in me. I didn't believe in myself.
Yeah.
And then when I started to go on, Facebook, and I came across Letitia on Periscope and other mentors at that time, I was saying the same things in my head. Those thoughts was coming in my head like, oh my God, how I wish I could be like her. How I wish I can do what she does. You know, she's talking what I'm dreaming about, you know? And I was like, but I don't have the confidence in myself, you know, and all of those things. So I want you ladies to really start taking that time away from all of the stuff that's pulling you. Like I said, it's like a tug of war with your emotions, and really start listening to that inner voice of you. Because that inner voice is what's keeping you going. That inner voice is what's telling you, you got this, Tawanta. Girl, you are beautiful. You are smart. Don't give up on yourself, right? And that's what you need to start listening to. You need to start looking at the things that truly makes you happy. What gives you joy every day? You know, what really put a smile on your face? And it don't have anything to do with your family, with your kids, with your husband. What about you? What is it about you that makes you happy? You need to start putting that time and energy on that, you know? And then when you do that, then you start to see, oh, wow, I do have some skills in this. Oh, wow, I didn't even know I can write this well. I didn't know I can really tell my story in this way. And you can take that and start using that as your tool, and start sharing that, you know, through social media. You know, just start small.
That's right.
You don't have to overwhelm yourself trying to duplicate what you see Letitia or me or any other coach out there is doing. You start from home base. Take that, right? Use that. And then you practice on that. Make mistakes. I said mistakes are your helping tool. Embrace the mistakes, right? And then when you do that, you'll start building up your confidence, right? And you start to learn more about yourself, start learning more about additional gifts and talents that's already in you that you didn't think you had in the first place.
That's right.
And then that's when you start to, requesting of having that mentor, having that accountability partner that can help you, that can help build a strategy plan and all these other things, because it's a process. It's a process, it's a development. And then when you do that, you're going to start noticing some things happening in your life. You're going to start building the confidence to really talk more about yourself, about your brand, about whatever. Okay, so take that. That's what I want you to carry. And start learning to love who you are.
That's right.
That's it.
And, on my end, what I want you guys to walk away with more than anything, and once again, guys, if you have questions, post in the comments, or you can really come right here on live and ask your questions. But, I made a lot of mistakes in my business. Like I told you guys, there's times where I will skip that one thing or overlook something, and it costs me 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? But in the day, the art in all this and building a business or being a entrepreneur, a lot of people throw that word out there, but you got to understand that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make error. You're gonna make error. You gotta understand that you gotta look for mistakes sometimes, because you always want God to be the leader and the approver of everything that you do as it pertains to your business, and understand that you have to go down that road for something. So I always tell my clients that if they had a situation where it didn't work out in their favor and they messed up or whatever, or maybe somebody didn't follow through, because sometimes that happens, there's a learning process from that. There's a lesson in that situation. Like I told you guys, me being burnt by several people who wanted to partner with me, but they had their own underlying agenda. I learned something from that circumstances. I'm glad I went to that circumstances. I joke about it now because it's funny now, but then I was pissed. But I joke about it now because when you have to evolve from your mistakes. You can't stay stuck back there or back when, So once you evolve from it, you're like, you know what? Now I know what to look out for. Now I know that to really look more heavily into certain agreements or contracts that I make with people. And if there's pieces in that contract that doesn't work in my favor, because it has to be a 50-50, swing of things, I have the right to say no. So now I say no to a lot of conversations that I have with people. I had a conversation with, individual the other day, and I was like, well, he asked me like, well, how would this work? I'm like, well, the only way this would work if I'm getting this, and that. Right. And, he had that side look on his face, like, oh, and any other time, if this was years ago, I'd be like, okay, I'll take this off, or I'll just that, it's okay. I'll edit it. Now I'm like, okay, it's either deal or no deal. It's like Shark Tank. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel when people give me their opportunities. I'm sitting in the chair at Shark Tank, listening to you and wondering if this is worth even me partnering with you. If it's not, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to say I'm out. We cannot take every single opportunity that falls along our table because we're trying to be perfect and we're trying to build and we're trying to get our name out there. It's great, but you don't have to take everything that comes to your table. You have to position yourself just like you would in Shark Tank and say, listen, I'm in or I'm out. I'm in or you're out. Or if you're just starting off, please know and understand that you're going to make errors. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have setbacks, right? But even setbacks are not really setbacks,
Yeah.
But don't let it get you so bitter to where you can't keep moving. Don't let it get you so stuck in a rut to where you can't get yourself out of it. Because that same situation, or that you're going to sit, I make the same mistakes over and over and over again sometimes. I do.
Yeah, me too.
And that's just the reality. Sometimes you just got to keep hitting it in order to get that breakthrough. And we can't fear. You got to be fearless when it comes to business. I mean, seriously. I say this because I'm not telling you that fear is never going to come up. But be scared about the right things. You know, be scared about the lights getting cut off. Be scared about somebody coming to get your car and repo it. Be scared about that, about not being able to put your kids through college or be able to put the food in the refrigerator. You know, be afraid of the right things. And because of my fear of that is so real and so personal, I'm not scared about anything in my business. I'm fearless about the business side. Be able to get more done. I think more than anything, we want perfectionism because we're afraid of getting out there. We're afraid of being talked about. Yeah, right, Tina. Tina said that will happen until you learn a lesson. So freaking true.
Yeah.
So true. So that way, when you, like I was mentioning to you, Tina, when you do get clients coming in, you know how to direct them. You know what? A lot of times with coaching, guys, people think that you got to be super smart to be a coach, right? You have to have this type of degree or this type of certificate. I know a lot of life coaches that don't even have a life coach certification because they know their clients want them to really be experienced enough and actually go through a lot in life for them to be qualified to mentor or coach them. But it's like, you don't have to be super smart. Hey, Gloria, literally, you just have to, you know, when you're coaching people, you're just helping them avoid the same mistakes that you've made that cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hey, Yolanda. We have to get out of that perfectionist, ladies. Perfection, just like I said earlier in this video, perfection is not your friend. It's your worst freaking enemy. It's your worst enemy.
It really is.
And you just got to get out of that realm. And also get around more women. I feel like we're around the wrong people. We're trying to impress them or make them perfect. Get you a virtual community. And, you know, if you want to join our community, you know, be sure too. But get you around some women that are just like, listen, y'all, this is what we're doing this week. This is what we're focused on this week. This is what we're working on this week. And you're all just moving. You're not worried about, oh, she looks this way, I look that way. Or she looks this and I look that. It's not that important.
It's not, guys.
Perfection is not your friend. Perfection is like, to me, is like the devil, honey. It's that, you know, ego or that, you know, that voice in your head that's telling you that you're not enough when you are. If you woke up this morning, you're enough. There's a lot of people who didn't wake up this morning. You know,
trying to perfect is just so tiring. Look at the females today, you know, especially in these reality shows. You notice, and not just in reality shows, but I just say in general, how women trying to perfect or compete as to who has the best makeup, the best look, the best hair, the biggest butt, the biggest breast, all of this stuff. You know, they're trying to be perfect, trying to be like this image, which is falsified pictures, by the way. What you see on those billboards is not real. It's not reality, you know. What you see on these videos, it's not real. It's not reality.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you. But you see how a lot of women put that time and energy and investment. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars to try to be like this picture perfect supermodel or whatever they want to call it, you know. And at the end of the day, when all of that's said and done, you know what? It's gonna fail. I've seen it. I have seen it, and I know I'm going off here, but I have seen it on this YouTube. I follow one of this girl. I think her name is Time. I forgot what her name is, but anyway, she is one of the victims of, you know, with the breast implants. And some type of disease or something that when those breast implants, you know, start to leak into your system. Oh my God! Even
the butt implants, people are now coming out saying that they're gotten so much sickness. Now I ain't down in surgery because you best believe, honey, if I had a, you know, I'll get some lipo in a second. You know what I'm saying? And I have 4 kids. I don't mind getting a little bit of a breast lift or something like that. But, you know, when you're like literally altering your appearance, you know, you got to question, what are you doing it for?
Right. I mean, because that's what's going on with society. Everybody wants to try to be this perfect image based on what they see every day, you know, and it's just too much. It's too taxing. It's too stressful. It's just ridiculous. And you just have to, that's why I said, you got to learn to love who you are. It's just that simple. You gotta learn to love who you are and stop trying to please everybody.
Exactly.
It's not helping you. It's not helping you at all.
It's not. It's not. Stop trying to please people in your life. Stop trying to please everybody in your business. It's just, it keeps you away from focusing on what exactly you need to focus on. I remember the other day, my husband was like, babe, I think that you should do this. And I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you some suggestions. I'm like, thank you, but no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Because you know what's up.
Yeah, because I had that conversation with him because he likes to play like those NBA basketball games, So I'm like, listen, you can record and create this whole YouTube channel and people actually pay you for that stuff. He's like, I'm like, but you're playing the game anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you're playing it anyway, you're sitting there for 2 hours, you're playing it, you might as well make money while you're doing it. Or you're talking to your boys about sports on the phone anyway. Mm-hmm. Put your other phone on, podcast it, and record your whole conversation. You're doing it anyway. That's the point I was trying to get to understand. There's no extra work involved. You're doing it anyway. Mm-hmm. And it still not. It didn't stick. It went like all the way over here. My point I was trying to make to him was that you can take what you're doing now and monetize it. It's no extra work other than you hitting a button or you hitting the record button or whatever, but you're going to do it every day anyway. People think building a business is changing your whole, structure of how you're doing things. No, it's just that one little tweak, and then you just earning money off of it and doing what you love to do every day.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard. And again, if we get into the what and the how part, which gets us stuck, and that's what stops us from doing it. And he's a perfect example. That's why I mentioned it. Me mentioning it, and now he's thinking about the technical and the analyzing and this and that, and how you're going to get there and stuff like that. And it's just simple. It's simple. But again, you always want things to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that's perfection will keep you stuck, and you won't even get started.
You went further back in the line, and by the time you caught up with what you suggested, is something else going on.
People are out there doing it already.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost like, okay, we were talking last night about, okay, we need to hire people to come and follow us around, and we're like, oh wow, that's expensive, blah blah blah. If you have kids, honey, they could be the people that follow you around because they're on their devices anyway.
Yeah.
Give us some juice. Yeah. So let us know, guys, if this has helped you at all. This was a good conversation. This is a really, really good conversation. But let us know, guys, what are some of the difficulties that you're having in your life and your business? Or let us know in the comments, even if you're watching this on a replay, what do you want advice on as it pertains to getting focused and staying focused at the same time. So, yeah, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Yes, ladies, just make sure that, you put that information out there. What is holding you back? What is stopping you from really, achieving your goal just for today? Just for today. Don't even think about, the next quarter or anything at this point. What about today? There's something that you probably have been thinking about for the past week that you wanted to accomplish this week, if not today. What is it? What is preventing you from making that happen, right? Is that all about that fear? Is it about that? Because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing and all of those things. Again, don't deal with that. Don't continue to ponder on that. Just make it happen today. You start small. That's all you need to do. Just start small.
Start small. Get yourself inside of a community that's going to really help you and guide you and keep you motivated. No matter which level that you're at, it's just so important. So Tina said, I'm sorry guys, my 1-year-old is cranky. Tina said that this information was very helpful. We're so happy that it was. I know those of you who are watching this, whether live or on a replay, I know this has helped you guys tremendously. Now it's time for you to get going. Now it's time for you to really hit the ground running. So Tawanta, if you can share with them how they can get in touch with you, and I'll do the same. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, how you can get in touch with me, I'm an emotional strategist. So I work with women in terms of where they are emotionally, right? Because we as women, we have a lot going on in our plates. You know, as I was saying before, that I'm in the process of heading home to my birth home, which is in Newark, New Jersey, right? And that for me is, you know, that's going to be my therapy, um, you know, home ground. You know, I'm not making it as a personal trip. You know, I need to make some, make some changes in my life, right? And sometimes going back to home base could be the place to really help you to start seeing things more in a different perspective, and you can start getting healed, and really start enjoying your life better. And
Yeah.
so, I work with women to start getting back to home base, helping them to really remember what made you happy, what put that smile on your face, what was it about your life back then that was so simple that it didn't pull your emotions or all kind of a way, right? And there's so many of us right now that we don't even know, because we have been so flooded with so much stuff that we just don't know what really makes us happy anymore. And so I want to work with women that are ready to make a change in their life. That I want to work with women that is like, what, Wanda, I am so tired of feeling so tired.
Yeah.
I just want to have peace in my heart for a change, peace in my mind once and
That's
for
right.
all. And those are the women that I want to work that are ready. They ain't got time. I ain't got time for y'all to be like, well, I don't know right now. I don't know if I'm ready to make this move. Or I'm afraid. I want women that are like, you know what? I dealt with this crap for over 10 years. I'm tired of living this roller coaster lifestyle with my emotions. I get high, I get happy one minute, and I get down, I get low one minute, and all of those things. I ain't got time for that. I want women who are ready to break that wall and start living their life, and they could start living their dreams. So, and for you to connect with me, I would love for you to connect with me through Messenger. I do connect with my clients via Messenger because they have the tools there, and I'm taking full advantage of it. It doesn't require nothing else on your end or my end. You could just go ahead and we could set a time frame together. And, I will ask you general questions about you, because it's about you. This is not about me. This is about you. My job is to be the problem solver, is to help solve some things in your life that you've been dealing with for a long, long time. So you can connect with me that way via Messenger, privately, one-on-one. I don't do group settings. I do private one-on-one settings. Okay. And we can go from that point after we have our 15 minutes of, conversation. Then we can move to the next phase. And that is, starting a curriculum, a program for you. Okay. That's how you get in contact with me.
Awesome, Tawanta. Thank you so much for that. And once again, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching and listening to this broadcast. This was by far amazing discussion that just basically had to be had. We struggle every day as women so harshly and so hard with perfectionism and wanting things to be absolutely perfect and absolutely amazing. And that definitely keeps us from getting started and getting moving. So with that said, I do have an online community, which is called the Success Tribe. That community has been around for literally over 4 years now. And it has been such an amazing outlet of not just trainings and resources, but also support. And I know that for many of us, including myself, in the beginning stages of our business, we sort of feel lonely. Like, type in me if at some point in your business you have felt lonely, you have felt that you cannot connect with people, that people do not understand your journey or your struggle. So this is an amazing community of online coaches and consultants, where we literally do different variations of things. We have themes per day, we have webinars, we have special exclusive trainings, we have so much, and it's an opportunity for you to network with other awesome ladies so you can get to the level that you want to get to in your business. So to get access to that, all you have to do is go to bit.ly/success tribe. Go to that link. I'm going to say it again. It's all lowercase. bit.ly/success tribe. When you go there, I'm actually giving you guys free access to my mentor's social media cheat sheet, along with the training on our 21-day plan. So go on over and grab it, because I'm actually going to be taking that freemium down pretty soon. But also on top of that, even if you don't get that in time, at least join the online community, so that way you can be supported and get the support, the encouragement, and the resources that you need in order to build and keep your business building online. So once again, I'm gonna say the link again: bit.ly/success tribe, and make sure that you reach out to either Tawanta or myself, even if you have questions, or maybe you have a particular topic that, a burning desire that you want us to talk about and go over during the show. We do the show every week. This is not like a pop-up type of thing where we show up sometimes and then we don't show up. We've been literally showing up faithfully and consistently for the past 39 weeks. Next week is going to be our 40th week. But we've been showing up even with the technology issues, even with the personal issues that we've had both personally in our lives. But we still kept showing up because our number one thing is that if we don't show up, someone out there is not being saved, right? If we don't hit that go live button, whether it's one person on or whether it's 15 of you guys on, it doesn't matter. We show up regardless to make sure that you guys are getting your breakthroughs and getting what you need each and every single week. So we're all going to be increasing the amount of days that we do show up for the show. We'll be announcing it probably like next week or the week after, because I know Tawanta is going to be her travels and she's going to be documenting her entire experience. So make sure that you guys are following her right here on Facebook, right? But again, get yourself in line. It's time to get all your ducks in a row so you can get the ground moving. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of the Sister to Sister Connection Talk Show. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. And most importantly, as always, get out there and dominate, because it's time to design the life that you deserve. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.